Hello everybody. It's time to start a new video series. As it turns out, this is the one that was popular with a lot of people. So here we go. That is the noise of my childhood, everyone. So, before we get started here, I should probably talk a little bit about the significance of EarthBound to me as a game. In my estimation, there are 2 or 3 games that truly transcend the point of being games that I like to being games that are of such significance that they are basically developmental stages in my life. This is one of those games, EarthBound. At the time, I really don't think I was that into video games. I liked a few, but I had only recently gotten a Super NES, and I owned 2 games for it. Super Mario World, of course, because it came with it, and I don't think I liked that game too much at the time, ironically enough. And Strike Gunner, or Strike Gunner STG, however you want to put it. Which is an alright game, you've probably never heard of it. Was by a very not very well known developer, and it was basically like a top-down flying shooter. Like let's see, what are games that are similar to that? Like Raiden, or 1942. I can't remember exactly what the number is, but it's you fly like a P-38. And you go around shooting a bunch of stuff. But it's like a top-down shooter where you're controlling an aircraft or spacecraft of some kind. Something, and you're kind of on rails. So it's sort of like Gradius, for instance, is a side shooter. Well, this is a top-down shooter. So, kind of the same concept, except the perspective is different. Anyway, those were the only 2 games I owned at the time. I think I may have gotten a few other games which I don't really have much memory of. I would pretty regularly rent games from the Smiths. This is back when Smiths still rented games, if you're familiar with that store. And I remember seeing this one game in there, and the reason it caught my attention was because it was in a box so much bigger than everything else. Like, you had the typical SNES boxes for everything else, and then you had this game, EarthBound, which was in a box about the size of a book. And I see it one day, and I'm like, geez, what's that? That must be really good. It's in a really big box. Being, I don't know, 9 or 10 at the time. That was my thought process. Maybe a little older than that, I don't remember exactly. But, I look at that box and I'm just like, this must be a good game. So I rent it, and I find out that the reason the box is so big is because it comes with its own player's guide. And you might be turning your nose up at the fact that there's a player's guide, but while, yes, it was essentially a strategy guide to help you get through the game, there are some things you have to know about EarthBound's marketing to kind of understand why they included that. And at the time, This was well before the release of the PlayStation and Final Fantasy VII, which most people credit as the game that popularized the Japanese RPG in the United States. So this was well before that point, and Nintendo kept trying to push the Japanese RPG to make it big over here. They had tried a lot of things, like they'd tried the Dragon Warrior series, which I believe is known as Dragon Quest in Japan. They had tried doing stuff with the Final Fantasies, like huge marketing campaign pushes and information pushes with Nintendo Power, things like that. They tried all that, and it had never been successful. It just had not caught on with Western audiences. Now, there were people in the West who liked Japanese RPGs. You know, the people who are fans of Final Fantasy II, as it was known at the time, which is 4 chronologically in the series. Likewise, there's Final Fantasy III, which came out around the same time as this. It may have been after, it may have been before, I'm not quite sure. But that was Final Fantasy III over here, 6 in the United States. Or 6 in Japan, I'm sorry. And around the same time, they were trying to push Chrono Trigger too. And none of those really took off. This was a game that was phenomenally successful in Japan under the name of the Mother series. And Nintendo went pretty hardcore with their push. They did another very large push. And part of that push was to include a player's guide with the game. Because they didn't think they thought that Western audiences didn't like Japanese RPGs because they couldn't really figure Japanese RPGs out. If you look back into gaming history, particularly in the 8-bit and 16-bit eras, you'll see a lot of that. Like, you'll see games that were never released to the West because Japanese players, or because Japanese companies thought they would be too hard for American audiences or Western audiences. So that's why they packaged a guide with the game. And that might be one of the biggest reasons that I grew attached to this game as I did. Because that was a very, very cool guide. Very, very cool. It wasn't like your typical strategy guide, which just focuses on the strategy elements. There were so many cool little elements that they'd worked in. Like every section of the game that was covered started with a page that sort of pretended to be like the front page of a newspaper from that area. For those of you who don't know, EarthBound is basically a modern day Japanese RPG with modern day sensibilities, references, and basically when I started up, you're going to see what Japan thought the United States was in the 90s. And that, if that seems unusual to you, you are absolutely right. Because that is EarthBound. EarthBound is a rather unusual game. And I couldn't love it more. EarthBound has to be my favorite game out of any game that I've ever played. That seems like high praise, I'm sure, but that's just the effect that this game had on me. Even today, it is even today it is still my favorite game after all the stuff I played. Like after the effect that StarCraft had on me, I played StarCraft for years. Invested more time in StarCraft, I'm sure, than I did in this, but I can't bring myself to put StarCraft above this. Invested time in World of Warcraft, but that's kind of different, being an MMORPG. Resident Evil 4 is another game that I would point to as being just one of my top 3 games of all time. Can't put it above this. This one will always be first in my mind. Anyway, I will go ahead and get started here. If you are interested in the history of the EarthBound franchise, there are 2 videos I would suggest you check out. One of them is the 16-bit Gems video by Rue of Clan of the Grey Wolf on the EarthBound series. It's a 3-parter, I believe, and it covers the whole history of EarthBound. I believe it's either a 16-bit gem or just a full-on retrospective on the series. Either way, I will put a link to that in the description of this video. The other video that I would recommend you check out is the EarthBound video that the Happy Video Game Nerd did. I will also include a link to that, because they can tell the story much better than I can, and with much more compelling information to show you and just give you kind of an idea of what this game is. And especially if you've never heard of EarthBound and you're watching me play this right now and you're like, what is this? I would highly recommend that you watch one or both of those videos, because they are extremely informative. Anyway, without further ado, start new game. Fast, definitely. Oh, we're doing this in stereo. Let's see. I want that peanut flavor. Okay. Please name him. So, if you hit Don't Care, it will give you, I believe it gives you a variety of names. Just random names. Ness is the canonical name. And I thought about going with that, but back in the day, I would always change the names of the characters, so we've got to change Ness's name here. You may recognize Ness from Super Smash Bros. If you've played it. And if you've ever wondered where that character is from, well, you're about to find out. So we're going to go with Fox. Let's see. Should I be corny? I'm gonna be corny. Everybody out there, give me a big oh. Alright. Okay. By the way, that previous character, her canonical name is Paula. P-A-U-L-A. This guy's canonical name is Jeff. We are not going to use Jeff. We're going to use something else. And it has to be 5 characters or less. Kind of limits my options. You know what? You look like a... No, not a W. You look like a Neil to me. I don't know why. I'm just gonna name you Neil. And then we have our... Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. Continue. Name another friend. Now, his canonical name... Pooh. Yep. He's a prince, too. However, he does not throw shit at you. That is not something that he does. Alright, what am I gonna name you? I don't know. Thinking... I have no idea, guys. This might take me a minute. I can't really think of anybody I'd want to name you after. And I already feel pretty corny for me. naming the female character, who, in case you haven't guessed, is a semi-love interest. They don't really go too deeply into that, but a semi-love interest for the Ness character. So, yeah, pretty corny there. Well, I named the other guy Neil. What the hell am I going to name you, guy? You know what? You're going to be Ken. Because Ken Watanabe. How about that? So we have Fox, Lisa, Neil, and Ken. I don't know if I like Ken. If I go back, you know what? I can make this work. Kenji. Haha. That's better. And we will continue. Name pet. Well, back in the day, I named the pet Rex, because that was the name of my dog. I do have 6 characters, so how about we use the name of my current pooch? Much as I may bemoan his actions at times. So we're going to go with Apollo. Favorite homemade food? This one's easy. I don't think I'm going to have room for it, though. So we might have to mess with this a little bit. Yeah. Nope. Not even going to get close. Alright, well. Time to improvise. Have some... I could go the funny route with it too. I'm just gonna go the normal route. I mean, we're not 12, so... Pasta. What's your favorite thing? Now the reason that this is a important decision is because this will determine the name of my major psionic ability that Fox will get in the game. So you gotta be careful with that. Now the default is Rockin'. I don't remember what the default food is, and I don't care. The dog's default name is King. Hammer, love, gifts, slime, gaming, boxing, rockin'. Rockin' was the original one. I have no clue. I mean, baseball doesn't fit. Royals would fit, but I am not gonna go with that. Okay. You know what? We're gonna go the hilarious route here. Yes, it's going to be real funny when I cast PSI Swag. And yes, it does need to be spelled that way. Oh, I'm gonna hate this in about 3 episodes, but I don't want to sit at this. You know what? We're just gonna use one of the defaults. Gaming! Although, some of these are pretty funny. Hammer, love, side love, side gifts, side slime. How is slime your favorite? What the fuck? No. Alright, we're just gonna do gaming, keep it simple. Although this could be an opportunity for an advertisement. No, let's stick with gaming. Alright, so we got Fox, Lisa, Neil, Kenji, Apollo. Favorite food is pasta. Coolest thing is gaming. Are you sure? Yep or nope? As it happens, yes, I'm sure. We're just gonna go. The year is 1990X. Onett, a small town in Eagle Land. What do you think Eagle Land stands for, guys? Also, I'm not sure if it's Onett. That's just how I always pronounced it. It might be Onett. Because that's the joke, is that one's in there, this is the town you start in, and ha 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 ha, very funny. Fox's house. There I am, sleeping away. What the fuck? Oh! Well, that woke me up. Alright. Who are you talking to? I don't know, man. I say weird stuff when I am freshly awake. Check. No problem here. Can I check the drawers? Nope. Can I check the bookcase? Nope. Desk? Nope. Can I look out the window and see what the hell that was? Nope. Alright. Well, I guess we're going over here. Turn on the lights. Barge into my sister's room. Check her stuff. This is Tracy. And you can see our neat little interface here. Goods. I have an ATM card. And there's my equip screen, status screen. Still don't necessarily know what all of those mean, but whatever. Hey, bro. Did the sound wake you up? Were you freaked out? Probably? I don't know. Silent protagonist, so I can't really answer you on that. Alright. I'm gonna steal this. Fox, open the present. There is a cracked bat inside. Fox takes it. Heck yeah! I got a weapon now. We'll go on downstairs. Hi, Ma. What was that noise? Fox, you don't seem scared. Are you nuts? And now you want to go check it out? Oh. Okay. You'll sneak out of your room anyway, even if I asked you not to. At least change out of your jammies before you go. Ah, yes. Dressed and ready to meet the world. Downstairs. So, first thing I've noticed. Why is my mom blonde, my sister blonde, but I have dark hair? Is there something you're not telling me, Mom? Well, I guess we don't know what Dad looks like. Spoiler warning, you never will. Dad, is actually right behind me right now. Be careful. Come home as soon as you can. And by saying that Dad is right behind me, I mean... beep. Alright, well, guess I can't show you yet, so never mind. Besides humans, dogs also sleep at night. Why aren't you asleep? I don't know, man. You didn't hear that meteor? If you were the real Apollo, you would be flipping your shit right now. Also, you would not be allowed to sleep in the middle of the floor. That would be super bad. Like, I would leave, come back, and this place would be fucking trashed. Anyway. Check the mailbox. No problem here. South to the suburbs of Onnet. Onnet police are infamous for closing roads if something is going on. We are going for the world record. Don't panic! It's just a... What? Meteorite that... Who? Fell. I just wanna... What? Go home. Yeah. Please do not panic! I want to return home, but the road is closed. People are taking this meteorite situation too seriously. Blech. I agree, guy in suit. What's up? Did you hear the Big Bang? I think a meteorite landed nearby. I want to be the first to see it, okay? I am going to try to be the first to get there. I thought he was going to say more. Would have taken a different tone if I'd known that was going to be it. Alright, so we can see up the hill there. The cops have closed off the site of whatever is going on, apparently. And there's a blonde dude running around bothering them. That blonde dude will become important later. And can I go in this house? I sure can. Hi, little blonde kid. Oh, hi. Pokey, my brother, ran out of here to chase after a police car. He said, Picky, you should stay home. So I'm home watching our house. Mom and Dad aren't home yet. They went out to an elegant restaurant. Okay. And there's only 2 beds. Huh. Isn't that weird? Do you and Pokey share a bed, Picky? I hope not. All things considered, that's probably the least terrifying configuration, though. Hello, Mr. Police. Quit walking away from me. Don't you know what time it is? Get your butt home, pronto! You just said pronto to me. No. And another cop. A meteorite has landed. The sharks are running wild in town. You kids are wandering around and I'm hungry. I hate my job! It's dangerous to go to the hilltop. Even if I advise you not to go, it won't stop you, will it? Nope. Although I was wondering if you were going to give me something after telling me it was dangerous to go alone. And we'll just keep on moving. Hello, policeman. Hey, you! Don't you know what time it is? Well aware, sir. Well aware. There's a present. Fox opened the present. There's a bread roll inside. Fox takes it. It's a bread roll. Just like a roll? Like a dinner roll? Is that what a bread roll is? I'm going to assume that's what a bread roll is. Okay. Alright, so about this guy. For the longest time, I didn't get the joke with his name. You've probably already figured it out just looking at it and saying it out loud to yourself. But when I read this guy's name, I read it as Lear X Agorate. And because I read it like that, I didn't get the joke. I think I've given you guys enough time now, so I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you The joke is that his name is Liar Exaggerate. There you go. I didn't get that for about a decade or so. I know. Hey, Fox, hiya, buddy. A meteorite fell down and went boom. It was a real mess for a while. I was fine because I always eat garlic and work out to help make my body stronger. Ugh. Your breath has to stink. However, the weaker citizens probably fainted. I also want to tell you... Whoops. I almost told you about my... By the way, Fox, did you check my billboard? I wrote the message myself. That's my real job, you know. I'm a billboard guy. Why don't you check out my work? Suspicious. Treasure hunter. This is Liar Exaggerate's house. Or Lear Exaggerate, if you prefer. That meteorite looks different than usual. It's strange and marvelous, as well as mysterious. Ooh. Right. Hey, Fox! Don't be rubbernecking. You're getting in the cops'... officer's way. You can go home now. Tomorrow I, Pokey, will tell you more about the strange meteorite. I'm fine here, but you're bugging the officers. Yeah, I sure am bugging the officers. Nice timing, Fox. Will you do something about Pokey? He's driving me nuts. Are you two friends? I'm gonna say no. You're not friends, but aren't you neighbors? Come on, help me out here! No, I refuse. Damn, Pokey, get out of the way. Shh, shh! Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out, get out of my way. Clear out of... Try that again. Clear out. Of way out, get my... Whoops, my mistake. Get out of my way! You have been up for too long. Or Pokey has just been bugging the ever-loving shit out of you. Alright. Yes. And you live in the house next to his. I see. Oh. I thought that triggered something. You can go home now. Tomorrow I, Pokey, will tell you more about the strange meteorite. I'm fine here, but you're bugging the officers. Sorry, man. Can't help you. Later. Game doesn't want me to help you, apparently. So, I'm gonna get out of here. By the way, interesting little location down there, huh? Also appears to be some sort of house down there in the trees. Interesting. No problem here. It's just a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill cop car. Alright. Hi, Mom. Welcome home, Fox. It's not necessary to talk about it tonight. It's late. Scoot off to bed now. No. Oh, Fox, you don't understand the importance of a good night's sleep. How very true. Alright. No dialogue. Just shovels me off to bed. Later that night.